So we had evaluated our initial in-house system and just realized that while it did us well for 20 years, it was not going to enable us to grow or to expand, even possibly at the rate we needed to. So we kind of went to Oracle for that. It has certainly changed our processes in some of our key areas. Like I said, we kind of went from a legacy system. We got this product in place ready for growth. Fortunately, unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet, but it has enabled us to really kind of look at what we got and try to streamline as much as we can with that. Financial statements can be fairly standard across the board. It's just the ability that Oracle gives me to quick open up an Excel file or a smart view, be able to just pull down data and do quick analysis. That was not the easiest in my old system. We've always started a push to move towards paperless kind of office. A lot of my month-end stuff is all sort of saved, and Oracle has kind of expedited some of that. Payables, we used to have 3 or 4 filing cabinets full of all of our payables that we would keep, and then every 2 years, purging them, putting them in storage. With the Oracle solution, we were able to kind of get all of that to the scan to PDF or scan to TIFF, and it's all attached. It's all electronic. It's all kept with the system, and I can't tell you how much time that saved us from an AP processing perspective, and from my perspective, and I need to go back to analysis, or somebody calls like, well, what about this? Or one of my department heads, well, I don't remember this invoice. I can do that right there from my desk. Or, eventually we want to push that out so our department heads have the ability to see those. But like, well, I don't remember this invoice. And well, click here. There it is. They can review it. So I definitely like that. It's definitely made our lives a lot easier. I think it went really smooth. We partnered with Evosys, and they did exactly everything we were looking for when we did the implementation. We had looked at, and I forget who they were, but we had looked at 3 implementation partners during our selection process. We eventually went with Evosys because through our talks with them, we were definitely sure they could implement our AP module and our GL module. What we were looking for was a partner who would work through, okay, well, this is how I did it in an old 20-year-old legacy system. Hey, here's Oracle. Why don't we do this with it as well? Why don't we take this process, and Oracle could do it differently. It can do this faster. It'll automate this. Things like that. So that was really invaluable for us because, they knew the solution way better than we did at that point. But it was nice to have that feedback. And that's really what we wanted out of a partner. We didn't want to take what we had and throw it into a new, fancier system and deal with that. We wanted to look at, okay, what are we doing? Does it make sense to keep doing it this way? If not, what are our options? And again, I feel that Evosys really delivered on that. My experience with Oracle and Evosys around has been a good one. There's always things during a project where you're just like, oh, I got to do this. But again, I think it's more of most projects need to be an iterative process, and that's what we did. I know there was times where we decided we were going to do this, made sense while we were all sitting in a room. Oracle came. They showed us how it was going to work in Oracle, and it was kind of like, yeah, I don't think that's not what exactly we were looking for. But everybody went back to the drawing table, and I think we got there in the end. So those things stand out to me. But again, I think those are just normal part of the project, and that's what I want out of projects. That's great. We got a lot of great ideas, but sometimes they just don't work out when you get them into the system. But Oracle and Evosys were definitely willing to work through that, and where we are.